I think we're ready. I think we're live. Yay!
I'm a chicken.
Yeah, hang on a second. Things are getting funky here with my sound.
It said it just went live on my little Twitch. I got a little notification on Twitch.
There it is. Now I can hear you. Woohoo!
Now I can hear you.
I've got a weird like loose wire or something in my headphones, so I wind up having to just kind of do the thing where you just like do a little light turn. A little light turn. Just trying to get so it connects correctly. Just
to jump to the left.
Yup. Let's do the thing where we are live. Twitch.tv/Tauren Tank.
Tank.
Tank. Tank.
Tank. Tank.
Tank tank time.
Prepping, or when I was reading this letter, it made BB King singing "The Thrill Is Gone" stuck in my head.
Yeah.
When I was listening to that.
Yeah. Nah, it's good. I mean, it's a good follow-up information too. So I think.
Yeah, it's good clarification. And
I agree, because a lot of times you just kind of get the surface stuff, and then do the discussion. It's like, oh yeah, so all that stuff you said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, Joe Brewer, welcome. Oh, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. I gotta stop
all of a sudden.
it. I gotta stop it. It's not.
You gotta stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Yeah, you stop it.
You stop it. Stop. You know how you stop the hiccups?
I don't know.
You get a nice big bubbly cup of coffee instead of coffee.
I had to mute that word on Twitter yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I could not. I think it was. I think my mood has just been kind of off lately, anyway.
Oh yeah.
And just because I'm irritable. Because I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out because of the move and all the stuff that's coming, and the house closes next week, and I woke up in the morning and I saw all the crazy amount of tweets with that word in it.
Yeah, and I had no idea what happened until later.
Yeah.
Until the next day.
Yeah, like I literally woke up and was like, what the hell happened? And so then I, quickly found out what the origin was, and then I was just over it. I'm like, for F's sake! And I'm like, no, this is so stupid. And so I had a moment where I was just like, normally I would just be like, whatever. And but I know that I'm on edge. I know that I'm not like tolerant. And so I was just like, I'm muting this. I'm muting this now.
It was like an atom bomb went off in Twitter when that thing, and it just like all the memes, it was just like a rolling tide of
and for
images
all of that
and jokes.
To happen overnight, like literally overnight.
A lot of night owls on Twitter, apparently.
Oh my gosh. You've been debating sending an email, but worried it might be too depressing. It's up to you, Joe. We do handle the tough stuff, as long as it's not something that is outside of our, just a normal, regular advice thing. If it's something that is requiring professional intervention, we had one recently that had that, where we literally just had to say, we can't answer this on the show because this is way outside of our comfort zone. We asked our psychologist friends, and they said, you will not touch that on the show. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
and I was like, okay
then.
Can do.
But, we have people we can ask if there's any need for that too. So. Yep. And Draven knows some of it we just can't do. This is we're not professionals, so we have to be careful with that. And You can't see him because he's right off the camera, but Spike is just
Yeah.
like, he's just like cleaning his back feet. And I don't know why. This is the only cat that I've ever seen do this on a prolonged basis, but he bites his back toenails.
Oh, Pixie does that
Does
sometimes.
she? But he will
And
sit
Reese,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, like I've never seen.
Like he'll have his feet just kind of fanned out like this and
like,
just sit there nom on them.
And Garrus does it. Everyone like they do it to try to clean the sheaths off some of their nails, but Spike is like, he's obsessive about doing it. It's kind of weird. So
Nom 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 nom.
yes. I see Draven. How are you today? Oh, you're in there too.
There's Bim. I was wondering when she was going to chime
Hi,
in.
Bim. It is Thursday. We are back at it on Thursday as normal. It felt so weird.
Saddle again.
Yeah, it felt so weird to like be. I was streaming on Thursday, but it wasn't this, so it was just strange. It was a strange day. Very, very strange. Yeah, he's just like gnawing away at his
Excuse me. Didn't do anything today, but I'm tired.
I know the feeling. I'm tired too. I didn't like. I woke up last night, like 2:00. Garrus woke me up like he normally does because he wants food. So, but I was just like wide awake, could not sleep, and so I'm like, all right, well, okay, what am I gonna do? I was like, okay, so. Hi, Zytam, Solomio, Grand Nagus. Hi, guys. Oh, gosh, Joe. I can't remember what this was, but that's funny. We've answered a lot of emails on this show.
We have.
A lot of emails. Oh. Hi, Tiber. Your name is like bright neon green to me. It's like
it's
kind of
orange to me.
Okay,
it's like a burnt orange. Yeah.
Some people always have the same color name, and then sometimes it changes for other people. And Tiber just has like the neon green. It's hard. I have to kind of scrunch my eyes. It's actually more than that, Draven, because in the early days, back when Rem was on the show, we would answer 2 or 3 an episode.
Mm-hmm.
We had multiple emails we would answer on a show, which was a lot. That was a lot.
That's a lot to chew through.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was during the time when WoW was really, 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 really popular. So we had a lot more listeners than we have now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, so we would it would be times where we were just struggling to keep up with the emails because there were so many. But times change. Times shift.
Times change.
If
I like
you preset it. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Nagus. Mine is always red. Whenever I'm on Twitch, mine is always red. And I know Draven's is always pink, at least on the one I see it.
Yep, it's Paladin pink for me.
Yep.
And Bim's
this is a WoW podcast. Yeah, she's always blue.
Yep, she's Shaman Blue.
Gosh,
Shaman Blue.
Go back to the early days, and Tauren Think Tank used to do WoW news. There used to be like a WoW news section where we would talk about the stuff going on in WoW, and then we would have the advice. I mean, that's going back.
I mean, we could still do that. We'd just be like, hey, guys, did you hear that 7.2.5 or the Tomb's coming out in 3 weeks?
Yeah. It's just it's kind of funny how it just. Oh, Draven changed his color.
You changed it. Raven.
Yeah,
now it's Demon Hunter purple.
They went from the Demon Hunter purple. Solomio is I call it the readable green, not the neon green.
It's more of a hunter green than a monk green.
Oh, Draven, you're gonna mess me up. You're gonna mess it up on there. Oh goodness. You're gonna call it's a warlock. Would you say a demon hunter is like the green, like fell green, like the bright green then? Because I know,
I thought Demon Hunter was
I
purple,
agree.
too.
Warlock is purple, but
No, yeah, Demon Hunter is purple. Yeah, you're right. There's 2 greens. Yeah, 2 greens, 2 purples.
totally gaslighting us with your colors. You don't see anything. Nothing is happening with my colors.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain or the wall of Funkos.
It's funny. It's funny how people like get recognized by the colors that they use in Twitch. It's pretty funny. Like I know it's just that normal normal color, and now it's burgundy or brown. It's hard to tell on this screen. Cool. Let's ready check. Well, first let's do a sounder. We gotta do sounders. Like, come on now. Why do I sound like I'm nasally? Am I congested? I have no idea.
I am a little bit.
Are you? We'll do this one.
I'm gonna try not to be.
Grand Nagus, you're always red. That's the color that I'm usually into. Wake up.
Maybe I.
I know. Wake up, Jules. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. I had to put the AC on just to cool it down in here because it got up to like 80 degrees today. It was like, what? It's hot.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Too hot.
Too hot. Too hot.
It's actually started to cool down this afternoon, so I've got the window open.
Nice.
Because it gets pretty warm in here with the computer and the door closed, and just kind of just. And it's a small room, so it just kind of just radiates all around.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, here you go. Are you ready for a show? Are you ready for a show? Are you ready for a show?
I'm ready. Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit.
Hey, Sid. Welcome, welcome. Click on the portal. And one, ready. Ready. So far, we're ready.
Ready, Freddy.
Are we ready? Are we ready for a pool?
I could go for a swimming pool right now. That'd be nice.
That's true. Yeah, they opened the swimming pool here at the apartment complex, and I just like I'm still kind of looking around, going, "Oh yeah, I guess it is summer." Like it just seems so weird.
It is June.
Yeah,
Whoops.
I mean, it just time just feels like a weird concept right now, but there's that. So. All right, let's do a show. We'll do this thing that we call Tauren Think Tank, episode 233. Marconin, are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
All right, I'm ready to go too.
Sweet.
We will roll this joint in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the podcast about the Blizzard gamer behind the keyboard.
It's episode 233 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Thursday, June 1st, the 1st of June in 2017. And my name is Jules. This show is already going off the rails because my brain is very random today and I don't have an explanation for it. We're just going to have to go with it, guys. And with me, as always, is the anchor, the rock, the never random, the never weird, Marconin.
What?
What?
I am always weird.
Okay, I was trying to be generous, but you know what?
Thank you.
We'll take it. We'll take it. If you want to carry the weird mantle along with me, just do it. Just do it.
I will share your burden with great enthusiasm.
Great enthusiasm indeed.
Indeed.
My brain is weird today. I don't know why it's weird today. I don't feel bad or anything like that. It's like, I feel like I'm not kind of on the stablest of footing. Maybe it's because I'm moving in less than 2 weeks. I don't know. But
that may be a factor. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm noticing some interesting things about my personality in the last couple days where I'm just like, I'm a little bit more irritable than I am normally. I'm just like, I'm tired, I'm grouchy. Like, yeah, I must be stressed out. And just, yeah, it sucks because I know it's going to end. I know that it's going to get better. I booked the movers for 2 weeks from Tuesday. So now it's less than 2 weeks. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel 100% like myself. I'll just say that.
Well, I'm pretty sure you will once you get settled into the new digs and everything kind of calms back down, because I know now everything kind of is up in the air because you're moving and like it's just you're in transition, so it's it's natural to feel that way.
It is. I think I just know. I know what I'm in for. I know what's coming, and it's not fun and it's temporary, but I want to wake up and have it be done. That's the feeling that I have.
You just want like gremlins or something to come in the middle of the night and move your entire place.
Yeah.
All everything over. You just wake up in your same bed in the new room in the new place. Just done.
Yeah.
And with a really confused look on the cat's face, is like, what just happened?
How did we do this? And they're a part of the stress too, because it's very difficult to move Spike specifically. I mean, you guys have heard the story of the last time we moved about a year ago. It won't be even close to that bad, but because it's only 15 minutes away instead of 4 hours in the car.
Oh,
but but at the same time, it's just, I know it's going to be hard on him. It's going to be hard on me. It's going to be a lot of work and prep and, and it's just I'm just having those moments where I'm just like, so I take time. I go outside. I try to walk around a bit, try to exercise. I've been crafting a lot, trying to keep my brain active, distracted, but, and on top of all that, it's like the CTR Party Kickstarter went live last week, and it's been awesome, but it's been like, it's just, there's still so much that has to happen because we have to fund the thing. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know Turart tweets out like every couple of hours. She's just like, can we get this many by this day? I know we can't. And she just reminds and just really rallies the troops. She does. And I know you guys have to be, it has to be a constant thing that we, that we just kind of put out there constantly. Cause we really want this to happen. Yeah. And so we really want, I've already put in my pledge, and I like added like another like $80 to it because I want all the other cool things.
I saw.
So I'm like just throwing my wallet at you. So anybody out there that is interested, where should they go to? What's the address for it if they're wanting to check it out? If they haven't yet.
Yeah, you could get straight to the Kickstarter by going to converttoraid.com/party. It'll link you right to the Kickstarter from that link. It's converttoraid.com/party. I mean, we're doing really well. We're 59% funded, and we're on the way. We're feeling really good. But this is just, there's always that stress that hangs over me until it actually hits the number that you need it to hit, and because it takes work. And, I know when you've got 40 days to be able to fund it, people will not jump on it necessarily right away. They'll wait it out. The people who jumped in right away were like, I want the limited edition tiers. I want them. I want to get them. And they did. And so that's great. So that's also adding to my stress, which I know I've done this. This is the third time I've done this. So it's like, I get it. I know where it's coming from. So I've been doing my best to try to manage my own stress and knowing that I'm just, when it's getting out of my control, like I'm grouchy, like I'm just getting frustrated. I just need to, so today I was dealing with some stuff, working through some stuff. I was just like, I had hit my limit. And so I said, it was almost past work hours. And I said, I was up early this morning because I couldn't sleep last night. So I'm like, I'm just going to make something. I'm going to craft something. I'm going to make a something. And I pulled out some stuff and I made this bracelet that just came out so beautiful. And I was just like, okay, this is why I craft. Like, it was just amazing. It was so pretty. And then it was just like, I felt so much better. So I had like the outlet to get it out of my system. And it was good. It was really, really good. But it's going to be like another 2 weeks of this. And then I'm just going to be sitting there going, hallelujah. It's like a happy Jules will be done. So I apologize ahead of time if I'm not like myself totally, because there's reasons why, guys. Like, there's a lot of shit on my plate.
She's under pressure, y'all.
It's under the pressure. But it feels good to talk about it. It's good to just, put it out there and just acknowledge the fact that sometimes you just feel like you're just overloaded and you just got to take time,
Yeah.
Just take time for yourself. So now that I just all over the intro, what's going on with you, Marconin? I usually don't do that. I usually ask you first.
No, that's okay. You had to get it out, so I don't mind that at all.
Jocelyn calls it the spleh. I just spleh. And so, so I just spleh all over the podcast. There you go.
And we have a show title.
Yeah, spleh.
Spleh.
Draven Dresden in our chat room does a great job of keeping track of these the entire time. A lot of the chat room members do that. And so, so they're just literally like probably just going, check. I'm going to give you gems tonight, people. Like, you watch. My random brain's going to give you gems. Anyway, Marconin, what's going on with you? How are you?
Doing pretty good. We're I'm increasingly getting more and more excited about Nerdtacular. It's less than a month away now.
Yes.
And I've had con on the brain so much that I had a dream the other night that I was at BlizzCon, but I slept through the whole thing.
What?
Like, I slept through the whole thing and woke up at 1 a.m. after this, like, while the parties are still going on. They're about to close down on technically Sunday morning. Like, I woke up at 1 a.m. Saturday night / Sunday morning, and I went down there, and the Hilton lobby was empty.
Oh my god!
And I was so mad and so upset that I'd missed the whole thing. I'd spent all this money, come down all the way over there, and I didn't get to see any of my friends. And I was like looking around for like you and Ben and John and all of them, and I just couldn't find anybody. And I was like, this sucks. I can't believe it. And then all of a sudden, my eyes just like sprang open, and like I saw my wall on the side of the bed, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. I was like, I did a mental check, and I'm like, nope, it's May, almost June. 1, 2, 3, still like 5 months to go. Okay,
yep.
Plenty of time to stay awake. So had con on the brain a whole lot, trying to get some other things situated for that. Really excited about that. Work's going pretty well. I worked so long the other day on, I think, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I worked so much on Tuesday that I had today off. Because I worked so much that day to offset that I had today off. So I didn't really do much today. Just kind of hung around the house, played a little bit of WoW, and did some work on some things. So it was a nice, relaxing day. And I haven't done a whole lot. My sister's actually moving to town. She's moving to Little Rock.
Nice.
Or she did. And so this weekend, when I'm not working, I'll be helping her move into her place.
Yep.
So I get to see her, and most of my family's coming down for that. So that'll be great. That's about it. Haven't done a whole lot. Just mostly work and sleep lately. It's just awesome. That and throw my wallet at Kickstarter for things.
Yes. One of the cool things about Marconin's new job is that because he's on the road, he gets to see a lot of really interesting and notable things. So I actually, Marconin will text me and it's like, tell me a story about what he has seen the day. And sometimes it's a picture of something. It's the funniest. It's so cool. Like, I love the stories that you're able to tell now about seeing people's lives outside of the box of store that you used to be in. And I mean, it's, because that stuff kind of fascinates me. It's just how people live and how they live, what their homes are like. And so it's pretty funny. So I get these really fun texts from Marconin sometimes. I was the one that you sent me, I think it was on Tuesday. I was at Walgreens picking up something, and I got your text, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then I realized I was probably standing in the middle of Walgreens, like staring at my phone. Oops. That was dumb.
Whoopsie.
Oopsie. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just been doing that, and I'm on the hunt for a BlizzCon badge to get one made.
Yeah.
And I was looking, and I wanted to. I kind of thought about bidding on one of the ones for the Kickstarter, but I wanted to leave those for the people who wanted them, like for that.
Yeah.
So I'm on the hunt for an artist to do the BlizzCon badge, and I'm kind of looking around. There's a couple that I kind of wanted. The pirate Poots.
Yes.
Who got added to our... I don't see any of his badge art. I don't know if he's done a badge yet or not, but I want to see what he does, because I might, if I like what he does, I may have him do that, because that's just a funny name. Like, who did your badge? Pirate Boots.
On the Kickstarter, so Pirate Boots, he's so cool. He, I added a picture of what he has done in the past on the Kickstarter.
Okay.
It's actually on there too, so you have to just kind of scroll down
it
and
is?
look.
Okay.
Yeah, it is on there.
I think I just missed it.
Yeah, I added it. So his art is really, really cool. He's actually never done a badge before, but he has drawn things for the guys from CTR. He turned them all into X-Men characters.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then he's done other things he's
Oh, I see.
You see? Yeah. So,
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's looking at converttoraid.com/party, and it routes to the Kickstarter. We added an extra. So he gave us some badge art. He's an artist. He's just never done badges before. So I was kind of walking him through how to do a BlizzCon badge, and which is awesome. He's so nice. And but all of our badges previously sold out. They all sold out within like the first 24 hours, which was incredible. I've never had that happen before. So it was just like, wow. And then, our artist tiers, a lot of them were gone. I was blown away because I donated some lanyards to the Kickstarter, and those sold out like the first day. And I was just like, what, you guys? Like, seriously, this is insane. So that was such a huge compliment to have those bought up right away. Like, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, so the Kickstarter is going. We definitely need your support for the CTR party if you're planning on going, and if you are not able to come to BlizzCon, you can still be a part of the live stream experience the entire night, and your support helps us do that too. So, okay.
Absolutely.
I'm done.
So yeah. Me too.
So we're going to talk about, so this show is going to be a little bit different in format, just as tad. I mean, it's normal, but it's not. We have a follow-up email from the email we did last week about, from Solified, about his marriage situation and how it was not in a good state, and he was wondering if it just was going to end. We got a follow-up email from him, which added a lot of information that we didn't have before. So we're going to talk about that for probably, 10, 15 minutes. But we also got an email that we turned into a tell us one thing question for our audience as well. And so it's only one tell us one thing question. It's audience submitted, and it is a topic that we think is a really good one. We got a lot of feedback from you guys. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So it's going to be a little bit of a different format show, but not too much.
Yeah. Okay, it'll be fun, though. I'm excited.
Marconin is really excited about our second topic. So let's get to the first one, which is a think tank follow-up. Here we go.
Tauren between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
If you guys remember from last week, we had a think tank question from Solified, and we were talking about his marriage situation and how he and his wife were with two young children, two or three young children, not really communicating any longer and not sure if they were going to be able to make it. We got the follow-up email early this week, and it goes like this. Hello again, it's Solified. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my letter. It helps that people are willing to listen and take the time to give advice. I thought it would be helpful to clarify some details about where I'm coming from. My wife and I have had this discussion about divorce a few times. We both agree we are not happy. We don't enjoy spending time together. Saying I love you doesn't mean anything. Not showing physical affection, hugs, kisses, that kind of thing. We tell each other what we want the other to do to help change our relationship. We agree to work on it, and a month or two later, nothing has changed. But did we even do what the other wanted, or just keep on doing the same thing just to avoid the issues? An issue that I have is just not remembering things, whether it's the small things like her favorite color. I know now it's black and white, or the big issues, which I can't even remember enough to tell you right now. Today I made a decision. I bought an item that after getting into a big fight with my wife, I realized it was the wrong decision to make. But it got us talking again tonight about if we wanted to make this marriage work. I got some good information from her. A big one was that she felt cheated or duped by me. When we were dating and engaged, I was amazing, the man of her dreams. After a few months of marriage, I wasn't the same person anymore. Now, as you said, we all go through changes as people in a marriage, but only after a few months. The core of our problems started out on day one for her. I wasn't trying to be a different person. We didn't live together till after we were married. It makes me wonder if the real me, who I was behind closed doors, the man she now knows as her husband for 7 years, would she have never married him in the first place? As of now, it's out of convenience that we're still together. We're just roommates raising our kids under the same roof. I told her that I'm going to go see a therapist, and she said, I'll believe it if I see it. Where a few years ago, she said she was open to go with me. Now she said, I don't want to go. Am I too late? Feedback. Absolutely do the maintenance on your marriage. Once an engine seizes up because you've ignored all the signs of problems, it's unbelievably hard to fix it to run like new again. 7 years to get to this point. Might be 7 years to fix. I'm sorry for venting a bit more. This is difficult for me to know what I want and what I should do. Thank you for listening and caring. I also hope this helps anyone else who is going through something similar. From Solified. A lot of good information that was added to this after our discussion last week. Yeah.
Yeah. And you weren't ranting, man. You were just, you were ranting, and adding, but that adds to it, and that gives us more context.
Yeah.
That we didn't have last week. So that's fine, man. You're fine.
Yeah. I said something last week that once I read this email, I'm like, yep, this is it right here. One of the things that is very possible that happens, especially when a marriage starts to break down, is a lack of respect starts to happen. Mm-hmm. A lack of respect and consideration for the other person. Like when she says to him, I'll believe it when I see it, when he says I'm going to go see a therapist, she has lost respect for you for your word.
Yeah.
So you have to look at that from where that came from. Are you someone who says you're going to do something, but then never follows through on it? Is your word gold? Is your word your bond? Because I think that is, it's very typical. Like I've seen this. I've lived this, Sometimes you have these arguments where you're like, we're just going to talk it out and we're going to say these things. And then there's really no solid commitment behind the words that are said. It's like, well, you want me to be more considerate of what you want and you want me to remember the dates. Well, what did you actually do to show, like, I live in the world of actions speak louder than words. You can say anything you want to me, and I'm not going to believe a lot of it unless I see the actions followed up behind it on a person. That's typically how I function, right? If Marconin says to me all the time, like, I will be there at 7:45 before the show starts, and he's there at 7:45, I believe him. I trust him. I respect him because he does what he says he's going to do. But if he says to me, Jules, I'll be there at 7:45, and it's 7:55, it's 8 o'clock, he's not shown up, and it's just like, oh no, I promise you I'll be back next week. I'll be on time. I'm going to start losing respect for his word.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuck out to me big time. What stuck out to you?
Well, that one too, because that shows that either, like you said, she's lost respect for his word, or it's something that he said before, or, it kind of goes hand in hand with that, because she may be used to you not following through with what you say, because like when you have these, kind of come to Jesus moments where you're sitting down, you lay it all out, and you have your fight and your argument, but then you work through it. You're like, okay, well, things will get better. I'll start doing this. You start doing that. and then you're like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And then you just go back to the motions and nothing really changed at all.
Right.
And, you're just spinning your wheels. And that can also contribute to it, too, because you get used to, like you said, you guys are just roommates raising your kids, going through the motions. It doesn't seem like, since you're going through the motions, it doesn't seem like, both of you are on the same page to try and want to make it better or do anything at this point. Right now, seems like you're just stuck in that mode of just like, just here.
Yeah, well, it simmers. It simmers under the surface until it blows up, and then you have to talk about it, and then you fight it out, and it's exhausting, and you're upset and emotional and all those things, and you just want to get past it so you can get back to the normal simmering at least, because then it's not confrontational. Yeah,
at least you're used to the simmer.
Yeah, and that is
used to the boil.
Yeah, and it's a bad position to be in, and you obviously know that. I mean, you recognize it just by saying it. But these are things that, if she's saying to you, I'll believe it if I see it, and I don't, maybe I shouldn't put too much stock in the wording here, but what I hear people say that, and I see it, I'll believe it when I see it versus if I see it.
Yeah.
That I think that's significant if that's the wording that she actually used. Because one is like, I'll believe it when I see it is like, I suspect you're not going to follow through. I'll believe it if I see it means I totally expect you're not going to follow through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even farther away from believing it.
Yeah. And so the other thing too is talking about her feeling duped. So, the thing about this that I have to point out though is that there are two people involved in this relationship. And all he has really described is the things that she has said about how she feels about him and his shortcomings. But, he hasn't said anything about, she has some faults. I mean, there's stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody does.
Right.
So she definitely does.
And so the thing about it is that it's not just a one-sided thing. She's kind of saying to you, you're not the person that I thought you were. You're not the guy that I thought you were when I married you. It's like, well, okay. And he's saying, I didn't change. This is who I've always been. So
yeah, I mean, I would kind of want to know particulars, like how have I changed since we when you date, like on a first date, almost everybody's not going to lay all their cards out on the table immediately because, I mean, you're just getting a feel for the situation and for the relationship you may or may not have with this person. You're not going to come out and give all of your, day-to-day faults about, what you do is like, oh, I sleep naked, or I have to sleep with, I have to have the fan on, I have to have music playing, or I need complete silence and you can't touch me or nothing. You don't get all those intricacies at the beginning or when you're dating.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things, and it may be more important things that she feels he's changed by, or that it may not be incidental, things like that. But what I'm saying is that you don't lay all your cards out at the beginning. You try to wine and dine somebody because it's a prospective mate or a partner. You don't fudge the numbers really. So I guess some people do, but you want to present your best person. But does it say how long that they were dating before they got married? In the letter,
I don't
know that
so.
It does.
I don't think he ever said that.
Yeah, I mean, and that could always play something into it. Like if they got married within a few months of meeting each other, then yeah, there's a lot of potential for things like that because when you date someone for long enough, you pick up on those eccentricities and those quirks about the person, and you're either cool with it or you're not cool with it. It comes with the territory of being in the same space as another human adult person, as you share that and you see the other side.
Yeah.
And you either accept it, like there's quirks about my wife that tick me off sometimes, but I accept it because the whole person I care about. So it's just, if it's little things like that, then, you could swing it, but I don't know, unless you're just flat out lying who you are, I just don't know how he could seem to not be the same person. Is it, well, you don't buy me flowers anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
that's fair.
Or,
Yeah. And that's a fair criticism. Like you don't, date your wife anymore. That's fair if that's how it's going. And then you have to go into, okay, well, how can I? And this is going, and I'm saying if, this is me being the optimist saying it may not be quite over yet. It may just be a valley, a really deep valley, and you have to work to get back on top of the hill. So it's going to take a lot of work, especially if she's lost faith in you.
Yeah.
And that is something that is gut-wrenching to hear or feel, is that your significant other has lost their faith in you. Yeah. That means you feel like dirt. You feel like an amoeba under someone's shoe. And if you feel it's worth saving, then you've got to put on your shoes, pull up your pants, and go and work and do the things, really show her, because, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and action is worth 1,000 pictures. Like, you have to be the person be the change you want to see, not only in the world, but in your marriage, if you feel it's worth fighting for. If you feel be that change. Don't wait for her to change. You start now. So, you don't buy me flowers anymore. Well, pick an occasion. Is it Tuesday? Sure. It's Tuesday. I just bought you flowers. I was getting groceries. I saw these. I know your favorites are black and white, but I don't really know how many black flowers there are, so I got white. I told her to put some black, do something like just pick up on some of the things that she likes. It's like you're trying to find out who she is again, trying to find out things that she likes, and you got a lot of legwork to do. But like I said, and that includes the therapy and all those other things. Start going. Don't say you're going to. By God, say, I did do it today. Tell her after the fact that you went. Don't say, well, I'm gonna do it, because then you won't do it. Yeah. Do it first and then tell her.
Yeah, I see what I see here is that, well, number one, you can't be a good partner to anyone if you don't believe that you are worth being a partner to someone. And from what he has said in this letter, I really get this feeling like he doesn't feel like he is worth anything to her, to the world, to his kids. And that is the number one thing that you need to focus on when you go to therapy. Is you got, you can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself and you don't have respect for yourself and who you are as a person. You can, and when your spouse doesn't believe in you, good Lord, that's gut wrenching, as you said earlier. It's a stab in the gut, and you sit there and go, well, why should I even try? So, and on the flip side, you can't just throw yourself into try to date her or buy her nice things if you don't like her. If you don't love her, if your world is going to be shattered without her, because it doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like anything. You're just going through the motions. You're just, convenience is the word that you've used. That's not love. That's not a relationship. That's not you and me against the problem. You are the problem right now. You guys are the problem. And so,
and both of you.
Yeah. And so the only person that you can focus on to fix and work on is yourself. Like, number one, you have to focus on you, and you have to make sure that you can stand up on your own 2 feet and say, I am a good person who is worthy of love, who can give love to other people. And that is I have to stress this. I went through this. I went through this, getting out of a divorce. It broke me down to my core, and therapy helped me to understand what had happened, who I was now, who I've always been, but just forgot, where I got lost, and now I can sit here and be happy. I am so happy being single. And yeah, I miss parts of being in a relationship. I miss physical contact. I miss having someone who's there to just be there all the time. There's drawbacks to that. But I can be perfectly happy without somebody else in my life. And that's, I've always visualized a good, healthy relationship as two people who stand on their own next to each other and have their arms linked. They're not leaning on each other. They're not pushing one up against the other. They're standing on their own, but they're joined together. Their lives are intertwined. And so that's where I say to Solified, you've got to work on you. Number one. You got to.
Definitely, yeah.
And, to learn who you are. And, the other point I wanted to make, too, is that there are times, and a lot of women do this, and we don't even know that we do this, is that there's so much pressure in the world when you're young and you're of marrying age, and you're like, when am I going to have kids? When am I going to get married and settle down? That sometimes it's not necessarily about being passionately in love with the person that you find. It's about, this is the person that I should be with because this is going to get me to the further goals of having a family and being married. I mean, there's so many women out there who just want to be married. They don't care. Like, it's just, yes, they want the fairy tale. Yes, they want to fall in love, and then they just think they found it. When in hindsight, it's just the pressures of, you need to get married, you need to have babies, you need to have a family and a house, and, take the kids to school and be this nuclear family. I part of me wonders if that's where she was when she met him.
It's possible. But, I always would rather reinforce something that tear it apart. And that's why I still pull towards, it may not be over just yet, because I know we're not talking to her, so we don't have the whole picture. We don't have the whole story. And that's why we've been stressing that you do need to go to therapy first and foremost by yourself and really start to get a good lay of the land of what's going on with you and how you can improve yourself and still be a great father. And you can start working on, if she's willing, working on some of the things with her. Now, if you start going to therapy, things are getting better. Your therapist says, okay, yeah, I think, after you talk to him or her about, how should I ask her if she wants to come to marriage counseling with me? Like I said, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Yeah. Don't just try and I use the flower thing just because it's, an example, but, even doing little things that you remember that she liked, or asking her questions or something, I don't know. I mean, it's hard because she's got all of this stress in her head too. She's got to worry about the kids as well. She's got her job, or she's got, the house. She's got all these pressures, and then she's got you, and you're not the guy that I married. Well, I'm not the guy that I was when I got married either. And we don't even have kids, but we've been married almost 7 years. Mm-hmm. And both of us are very different. But, we understand the differences and we talk about them.
Yeah.
The things that change. And that's, you can't be the same carbon copy of who you were back then when you were dating. Unless you were outright deceitful, there's no, you can't change. People change. My goodness.
Yeah. And you have to know who you are now.
Yeah. It's not about who you were 7 years ago when you guys got married. It's who are you today? Who is she today? And can you both work together to go forward?
Yeah. What is it that you want out of life that it doesn't match?
Yeah. I mean, do you still care about her? I mean, it's not about the marriage staying together. The marriage is a word. It is a bond. It is not, well, how am I trying to say? It is sacred in a sense, in the religious, theological sense of a marriage being a pact. But do you love her? Do you still care about her? Do you want what's best for her? Do you want to share your life with her? And would she want to share her life with you? That's the important part.
Yes.
Because right now, there's some country song, my house is not a home, or something like that. It's, you've got the four walls and a roof and the windows and, and the animals and you've got what's on paper and on a postcard, a family and a home. But is it a house with people in it that are going through the motions, or is it a home with love and support and caring and sharing the lives of each other? And if you don't have that, it's just an empty shell of what it could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't start over, but you both have to be willing to do that.
Yeah, and that's what worries me, is that she's saying she's not interested in going. And so, no matter what, if she does or doesn't, it's still about you too. Yeah. And it's about finding yourself.
Still about you, either way.
So going to therapy, I think, is a must. And, whether or not she joins you comes in the future. But for now, the first steps go to focusing on you, learning who you are, learning what you want, and learning where you want to go. So,
today belongs to you.
Yes.
Tomorrow doesn't belong to you. You have no control over it. Today, you are in complete control of today.
Yeah.
Don't say you're going to do something. Say that you did it. I'm gonna reiterate that.
Yeah.
Don't tell her that I'm gonna do it. Tell her that you did.
Yeah. I agree. And if because I think that is a huge eye opener for you, is to know that she does not respect your word. And so, are there other people in your life that could say the same? Your family, your kids, and that is something that I think is it's something that is very, very good to work on. And it's not easily changed, but it's changeable. You can change that about yourself. If you've never really been good with your word in the past, you can change that tomorrow, today. Mm-hmm. What has happened in the past is your history. What happens now is your future. So you start by saying, I'm making a promise to myself that when I promise myself I'm going to do something, or someone else, that I follow through with it. And if I don't, I need to have a really good reason why. Not just I forgot, not just I don't want to. If I'm promising something to someone else, that is like, I live that very, very strongly. And one of the things that I do is I kind of think of it as a business pact. If I'm working for someone and I make a promise to them of something I'm going to deliver, you just under promise and over deliver. Promise what you think you can do, and then surpass it. If you think of your life like that, it changes a lot. It changes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I can tell somebody, in a commission situation, if someone commissions me, I can say, I will probably be able to work on it over the weekend, if that's okay. And so, and most of the time I will have it done sooner, or I will get it done on time. But if I know that something's coming up, I'm going to let that person know, hey, it's not going to be as I promised you because of this came up. I'm so sorry, but I promise that I will work on it this day. I've made time to do that. And, it gives you value in that other person's eyes. Like, this is someone I can trust. So think of your life in that way too. If you tell your kids you're going to take them to the zoo, and you keep saying, Daddy's going to take you to the zoo, and they go, Dad, when are we going to go to the zoo? Or I'm going to take you. Maybe next month I'll take you. Dad, when are we going to go to the zoo? And now it's July. Dad, are we ever going to go to the zoo? Yeah. I said I was going to take you. I'm going to take you. And suddenly it's September. When are you going to take him to the zoo?
Yeah, Dad.
So just think about it from those perspectives. We say a lot of things in our lives, and we promise a lot of things, or we kind of just brush it off. But somebody may be relying on your word because they're looking forward to it, or they really believe, they want to take you at your word. And it's super important that you follow through on that.
Yeah, definitely. I have the view that, like, I have the urge to serve, like, because I like that's to be the hands and feet to go and do things for, my family. I'm the tech guy of the family, so I'm always doing things, and I'm always, making sure that people have the things they need. So, and I think of that also within the structure of the marriage and having kids, like. You are the servant, as strong, in the archetype, the father and the husband's supposed to be the strong working person. Both are strong working people, but you're strong and you do this, but you also have to serve. You use your strength to serve those not as strong. You are a servant to others. You provide, you make sure that people are taken care of. And I know you said in your first letter, you don't want to fail as a father. Like I said, you're not, as long as you serve, as long as you make sure that everyone's taken care of, then you won't. Just make sure that you extend that service to your wife as well. Even in these tough times, as hard as it can feel, be a servant.
Yeah.
Be a humble servant, not a slave, but a servant. Do what you can to provide, not only monetarily, but however else you can to your family. I know you're wanting to do it with your kids. I mean, even if she spits in your face, metaphorically speaking, when you start trying to turn your life around in this way with therapy and when trying to make things better, try not to take that personally, because she is still hurt. Justified or not, she's still hurt. And it's not your place to argue with her on that point at that moment. Just, like I said, be the change you want to see in your family. If you want it bad enough, by golly, you can do it.
Yep.
If you don't want to, that's a whole other topic. But, if you feel it's worth saving and you want to start over, start now.
Exactly.
Pause the podcast, go get an appointment and come back to me. Or wait till the end. One of the two.
Yep.
But look, Solified, I believe in you, okay? I've been in your shoes in a couple of these ways before. And I believe in you, dude. If you want to save this, you can.
And it's okay to be... Let me use the right words here. It's okay to admit the truth to yourself. Even if the truth is the hardest thing you'll ever admit to yourself, it's okay to admit the truth to yourself, because that's the thing. We don't want to often say out loud the deepest, darkest thing that's in our head about what we really want. But I've used this in a couple of shows ago, but if you could say to yourself, I wish I had, I wish that my life was, I wish that we were, and say out loud what it is you wish down in your soul, and don't filter it. And just say it to yourself, but it may actually help to show you what you really, really are looking for in life. I mean, I wish was that I wish I didn't have this pain anymore. That was how, that's how it started. I wish that I didn't have to live like this anymore. I wish that I could live on my own again. Those were the words that came out of my head when I said it. And, it's hard. It's so hard to admit that, because you've made these promises, you've made these commitments, you have children, you have all these things, but you have to know for sure. So those are the things that, I can't stress it enough. It's okay to admit the truth to yourself. And with that,
definitely,
we will let this go.
Thank
you for sending us the follow-up. We hope that this has helped others. It usually does. So the discussions are usually something that hit home to other people. So I really do appreciate that you put your heart on the line to tell us about what was happening.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, Solified, and we hope for the best for you and yours,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to switch some gears. We're going to lighten this load up a little bit, and we're going to do some Tell Us One Thing. Here we go.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
Tell Us One Thing is a listener-submitted question, which is a very interesting one, and it's quite timely because we are about to embark on some of this similar stuff, but I'll just read the letter. It says, hello, Jules and Marconin. My wife and I will be attending Nerdtacular via road trip from Maryland this year. We've never done a long trip like this before and was just wondering if either of you had much experience with the subject. Is there any advice, wisdom, or general tips we may find valuable on the road? We will try to make stops in places like the Badlands, Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, etc. along the way. Also, we just received our Traveler Pepe plushie from the Blizzard Gear Store. Pepe will accompany us on our travels and is sure to make many appearances and photo ops throughout the trip. Hope to meet you both as Snowbird, providing my anxiety doesn't get in the way. From John, a.k.a. Marshall Chanter. You better meet us. Like, you seriously better. Just say hi. And know that we
Absolutely.
hug.
Yeah. Please say hi, please.
So, road trip question. So we turned this letter into a Tell Us One Thing question and got lots of suggestions from you guys, which we will read soon. But Marconin got super excited when this letter came in because it was like super timely for you, right?
Yeah, it was, because my biggest advice on road trips, which I traveled a lot for work for 5 years straight. I traveled all across the country, and then also with all the cons and stuff. But my biggest thing is, by golly, try some new stuff.
Yeah.
Don't if you get hungry and you feel the hunger pangs and you start looking on the interstate, have what you and your wife, have your wife look up local places of the next town up that has some good reviews or something. Eat where the locals eat.
Yeah.
And not just McDonald's or KFC or what have you. Because, when I worked in Louisiana, I would ask those guys and gals at the stores there, I'd be like, where's the best Cajun restaurant around here? And don't tell me Popeyes, because I have one down the road here.
Yeah.
Like, I found mom and pop places. Literally, it was a house that the front living room was turned into the dining room, and there was a wall put up where the kitchen is, and they just hand food out of the thing. It was literally a house.
Wow.
It was a mom and pop place, and it had the best po' boys I've eaten ever.
Yeah.
I ate there 4 days in a row. And I took people, like, every day I'd truck in other coworkers, like, you got to try this food. Like, that's my big thing, is to try the new places. I have family up near the Badlands and Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
On my mom's side. So I've been up there. Definitely check out all the national parks you can. Mount Rushmore is cool. The Badlands are beautiful. I've never been to Devil's Tower though, but since you're coming up over there, definitely try to go to all those cool places. Eat local, where you can get out of if you can get off the interstate a little bit and find it.
Yeah.
Those are the real gems that you can find, as long as they've got some pretty good reviews that, the locals know what's up. They will eat where it's good.
Yeah.
And just talk to people when you're there. Just say, hey, we're from, I always like talking to people whenever I'm traveling, just to kind of get a sense of, how things are where they are. It's a chance to learn. You're experiencing all these new things. And do you want me to tell my story about that?
I just want to kind of tag in a couple of the ones from the audience before you do that were similar to that. Because Catherine E. said, always stop to eat at the place with a lot of cars. So that was kind of similar to what you were saying, too. 2020 Site said, since your route seems to be taking you across Wyoming, if you're a fossil nerd, you might want to build in a stop at the Dinosaur National Monument. It's a fabulous place and has lots of hiking trails and other natural experiences in addition to the famous fossil wall. There was one other one that I'm scanning for, and it was talking about, was it TripAdvisor? I'm trying to find out where it was. Oh, yes. Ms. Noyd said, pack a small cooler or ice chest for packing cold drinks or snacks. Then you have access to snacks like cheese sticks, cold tea, yogurt, etc. without needing to stop and pay gas station prices. Also, TripAdvisor has been a big time saver for my recent road trips. It has helped me find places to stay, where to eat, what there is to do in the places that I'm staying.
See, that's great advice.
Yeah, that's really, really good advice. So I remembered what the ones I put in here. So as you were talking, I'm like, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. Tell your story, though. Tell your story, because I haven't even heard your story.
Okay, yeah. Well, so a few years, my mom is not as adventurous culinarily as I am.
Yeah.
Growing up, we ate well growing up, but it wasn't there, we didn't have I didn't eat Chinese food until, either junior high or high school, because there were no Chinese places in my hometown.
Sure.
Small town. We got our first Chinese place, and I really liked it. And that's how that kind of was the beginning of me trying new foods and going different places and stuff. That was the beginning of it. And so I've had this chance. Been blessed with these chances to go travel places. You know, go to California, go to Utah, go to Florida, everywhere, and just try all these things. And so when early on in my marriage, I brought my mom down to eat at an Indian restaurant, and the food was good, but she wasn't used to it, and it was a little bit too out of the safety or out of the bubble of what we're normally eating. And so I thought, as a belated Mother's Day present, I was like, you know what, we're going to try this again, but we're going to try it with something closer to our wheelhouse. And I was going to take her to a local German restaurant that is really good.
Okay.
And so as a belated Mother's Day present on Sunday, she drove in, and we took her there, and she's kind of wary about it. But she's looking at the menu, and she's asking okay, so what is schnitzel again? I was like, it's a flattened out chicken or pork fillet that's fried. It's like chicken fried steak. It's good, and so we got her a couple of different things. She got some schnitzel with like potato salad and stuff. She tried it, and she liked everything that we had. So it was like a win. I was very, very happy about it, because I was a little concerned that she might not like it, but since it was so close to what we ate growing up, so to speak,
yeah,
that it would be good, and she really liked it. And so I think next time I'll try an Irish restaurant. Eventually I'm going to get her to eat sushi, or something like that. We'll work up to it. But she told me a story. Sorry to go off, but this is a story. See, my mom's sister, my aunt Karen, passed away of cancer a couple years ago, and she lived in upstate New York. And so my mom went to visit her. They went to New York City, and they were getting hungry around lunchtime or whatever, or dinner, and they were at Times Square, and my mom was looking around, and she said, "Oh, look, an Olive Garden." And so she was going to go to Olive Garden, but my Aunt Karen was like, "No, we're not eating Olive Garden. You can have that at home." And so they ate at Carmine's instead. And she loved it. Like the other people, the workers were not, it was this whole big experience that she got to enjoy. And I was like, yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that kind of ties in with the travel stuff. When you're traveling, don't just stay in your wheelhouse of what you like to do. Go find something you've never done before. Yeah. Life is meant to be experienced and to try new things, because you don't know what you like unless you try it.
Yeah.
So definitely try and, and I wanted to build this into like a whole big topic for a show, but try things that you're not used to.
Yeah. No, it's so
Go
true.
experiment a little bit. Life is meant to be enjoyed and sampled. So definitely try new things. That's kind of what I was going at.
One of my favorite things to do when I go on a trip someplace with friends, or, I enjoy going and finding and stumbling upon things. It's one of my favorite things to do. I don't like to do this on my own. I'm not as good with this doing it solo, because it's not as fun for me. I need to have somebody who is with me to like geek out over it, or like, that was so cool, or that was so much fun, or
Yeah.
And so I live in a new city right now, and I don't really do a whole lot on my own, because I just don't. It's not enjoyable to me. If there was somebody to go do it with, I would be like, yeah, let's go do this stuff. So when you're traveling, if you see something on your road signs, or you're kind of looking at what your next leg of the trip is, going online, say, oh, I saw that there was this really cool like roadside stand where there's a whole bunch of like weird animal sculptures. Like, go check it out, And if it sucks, it sucks. But at least you can say, we've made some cool things, some cool memories in there too.
And if you're going to be going up through South Dakota, check out Crazy Horse too, because Crazy Horse is like 4 times the size of Mount Rushmore, and it's always like it's huge. It's a huge monument that they're building out there. They've been building it since I went there, 20 years ago. And it's just going slow because it's privately funded, but that's another cool place too.
Yeah.
And also, one thing I would suggest is like just to do some Google searches about movies that were filmed on location on the way, because I've always wanted to go to Los Angeles early for BlizzCon and check out the spots that Back to the Future was filmed in.
Yes.
Filmed at, and just take a picture with me by, like, hey, I'm by that McDonald's at the beginning of the movie, just something like that. Anything like that, just cool things that you can geek out on that are on the way. Take time. Don't just breeze right through it.
Yeah. No, it's so cool. And so there's lots of tips that our audience gave about general tips about the road. Kayafin said, since you're driving, bring sleeping bags and camping type stuff. If you're going through areas with campgrounds, have a mini vacation on your trip. Spend a day or two in nature. It keeps the road monotony down, gives you great experiences to talk about on the way, and gives you some natural quiet before the thrill of Nerdtacular. If not on the way there, then do it on the way back.
Yeah, and Zandara's got some other food things too. She said snag some boxes of Lara bars or Quest bars, Kachi bars, or any kind of meal replacement snacks. Target usually has a whole aisle of them, so they're great for trips as well as quick snacks. That's another thing that'll cut down on spending gas station prices.
Yes.
Let's see, and then she says, I'm also a big fan of bringing my own pillows. I can deal with a hard bed, but crappy pillows wreck my neck.
Yes. I do that. Like, so when I used to drive up from Madison, Wisconsin to Minneapolis, and I would come up and I would stay at Pat's house for the weekend, I'd always bring my pillows with me. You know, it was just like, make sure that you have something that makes you comfortable. I mean, you know, obviously they had super comfortable bed and everything like that, but you know, you could be sleeping in a hotel that might not be the best. And so having something that makes you feel comfortable while you're traveling makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very cool. Memeth said a couple of tips. Get your oil changed, check your tire pressure, and stop every hour or two and get out and walk. This helps against deep vein thrombosis, which can be bad from sitting all day. Stop early. You will need to eat and burn off energy and relax. I agree. I think that's like, you just want to get there. Or you want to you just want to be done on the road. And sometimes it's about the actual journey. Not just, you know, it's not about just getting there. It's about taking the trip and doing this together. He also said, if you have a cable provider that gives you an app to download TV shows or DVR, make use of it. I know the Comcast one lets you download 10 things to a device. Use as much Wi-Fi as you can for things. You will use more data than you plan, even after you account for this.
And another thing you could do is download some audiobooks too, something that both you and your wife want to listen to. Like if there's a book that you want to listen to, download that and have that kind of help keep your mind going while you're driving as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And let's see. See, did we read? We didn't read Magic Myth Mayhems yet. Okay, yeah. Magic Myth Mayhem says plan out rest stops and use them. Even if it's just getting up and walking, don't tough it out. Keep emergency gear and chargers. Try to pack smart too. I.e., try not to be bulky or have too much stuff. Sleep well the night before. Keep your eyes and ears on traffic and weather. Most reliably the day of, and car radios are helpful too. Build in extra time if you have to be there at a specific time so you have less stress, and also gives you a chance to add in some things. Also map alternate routes so you don't get lost with detours, and or just have an up-to-date map on hand. Make lists and have fun. I was going to say a map too would be great.
Yes.
Get a good old Rand McNally or something like that.
Yes, most definitely. Sorry about that, Steve. It's like not getting into the mute button again. TDS MGL says, from doing long drives myself, I have to agree with the stuff said so far. Take breaks often. Bring some snacks or other food with you. Koa campgrounds are a great place to stay the night and cheaper than hotels. If you have the funds, there's a plug-in cooler that you can get. It's made by Coleman. If you start to feel tired, stop somewhere quick. There's no reason to drive tired ever. Avoid large towns like Chicago during rush hour. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you have something interesting to listen to while you're driving. Definitely plan on where you're wanting to stop for the day, but don't push too much to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Broken Bones says what I just said also. If your iPod plays in the car, load it up with an audiobook or two. When I drove from Texas to South Carolina, one book had a 20-hour playtime, and that was for about a 22 to 23-hour road trip. I did stop overnight. I'm not crazy. Also, do not drink a Route 44 cherry limeade or any drink that size. I did that once on a 4-hour trip, and, there were very few rest stops along the way that I discovered.
Torek says, for trips that long, I usually take a pre-mixed bottle of coolant, some basic tools, and sometimes even a canister of gas in case you misjudge that low fuel light. Once you're west of the Mississippi River, there are stretches of highway that are almost an hour between exits with any gas or services nearby.
Especially up in the upper Midwest as well.
Yep.
Like in the Dakotas and, Montana and Wyoming too. Let's see. At Namiria941 says, get a fun playlist going. I also like to listen to fiction podcasts like Tanis or Night Vale or audiobooks.
Yep. All awesome suggestions. And so you're going to have the excitement of driving to Nerdtacular, and then you're going to have Nerdtacular for the time, and then you get to drive home again. So, and think about it from a perspective of, especially if you have some anxiety, especially in group settings of people that you're not familiar with. Give yourself some time on the trip to decompress on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that when I come back from a con, I will usually just need to not talk to a lot of people for a couple of days. And, because I have been, and it's because of my introvert nature. I'm happiest in my own space. And so when I'm, and I have a tremendous, awesome time with all of my friends. But I overdo it. Like I overexert my, my energy when it comes to, because I'm not going to see these people again for, some of them I won't see again for another year. Some of them I may not see again for years. Some I may see in a couple months at BlizzCon. But you want to get in all the time that you possibly can with them, because you don't know when you're going to get to see them again. Bim is absolutely right. She says I can't talk after cons because I lose my voice. She is absolutely right. Like, usually I just can't talk. It's like I almost do it to myself on purpose.
Yep.
But it's one of the things that you have to remember is that if you have that introvert side and you just need to decompress, it might be good to save up some of those audiobooks for when you don't want to talk a whole lot on the way home, Just need a little time to just like chill and just, not have to be on.
Exactly, yeah. And, like you're saying, enjoy the drive back as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe save a couple of those attractions that you didn't, that you couldn't fit in on the way. Do it on the way back. Yeah. Take your time. I don't know how much time you have off between the end or how much of a thing you can stretch, but just go out and enjoy what parts of the country you haven't seen before. Do what you can to enjoy it and make memories.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love the most about it is you get to make those memories and take those pictures and see those sights. We have a beautiful country with lots of amazing people, food, attractions, oddities. Yeah. That it's you're doing yourself a disservice not to enjoy it.
Exactly. And good luck. Be safe on your trip. It's gonna be really, really cool. And I can't wait to see your reaction to Nerdtacular. I think it's going to be that's super cool. And we will be very, very sad if you if you're not comfortable coming up to say hi. Like, literally just put yourself in front of us and wave at us and we'll get it. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. That's
we'll take over. I promise. I have done that before. Like, someone just kind of walks up and says hi. And then I've just been like, hi, what's your name? And then it just turns into, I promise you I will take the pressure off of you.
Yeah. She's very intimidating when you first meet her, but it goes away pretty quickly after that. I will never, ever, ever understand that, dude. Like, someone said that to me recently, that they were like, Jules is not as scary as I thought she was when I met her. And it's like a good friend of mine that says, yeah, you weren't as scary as I thought you were when I first met you. And I'm like, what do I do that's scary? Like, I don't understand. Am I just like this is a creepy monster that no one wants to approach? Like, what? Because you got the microphone in front of your face. I think that's why. It's just you're always. I know my first year BlizzCon, I was beside myself nervous meeting all the people that I heard on podcasts, because that was before I was on this. I was just a guy that occasionally did audio for people, but I just put myself out there. I just walked up, shook their hand, and said, "Hi, my name is this. I really love your work." And usually they would take over. They're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that was really good stuff." Or they'll like Jules said, she'll take over a little bit and kind of help you out, and it does break the ice. It does. It does take the pressure off you and just come up and say hi, man. I mean, that's the reason why I go. I don't go to Nerdtacular and BlizzCon to sit by myself. Like I said, in that dream I had, I was so upset because I didn't get to see people. I want to meet. I know I didn't do that just to sleep through the whole thing. I don't know if that's a commentary about how little sleep I get, which I get more now. So it's just my brain being bleh.
I know,
but
it's just that is like. That's your fear of, like, you know, some people in school dreamt that they went to school naked. That's like that's your naked going to school thing, you know? I slept through BlizzCon.
No.
I've had dreams where I missed the party, or I never made it to the party. You know, the party that I am in charge of, that
one.
literally just never could make it, and because all of these things would happen in my path to, like, keep me from getting there. And that's the nightmares I have leading up to BlizzCon, just so you can see inside what my brain looks like.
Yeah.
MacGyver said, I practically bounded across the Anaheim Convention Center Plaza on reflection. That was probably a bit forward. It was not, dude. Like, he was so funny. It was like a combination of a Kermit flail and yell. Oh, I was so excited. Now, see, that is like how I normally greet people. Like, you know, oh my gosh, I recognized you, and I was so excited because this is the first time I get to meet you. But it's actually gotten me in trouble in the past, and because this is the first year of BlizzCon. Do you remember on Twitter? You remember Angry Orc on Twitter?
Yes.
He used to have these scathingly funny tweets. He's since stopped tweeting. And I was sitting in the Hilton lobby, and there, you know, Marconin was there still, I think, or you were there, and Shanka was there, and there were a bunch of other people that I had just met. I was super, super excited to meet them. And I got a tap on my shoulder from behind me. And I turned, and it was this very nice looking man, and he said, "Hi, Jules, I'm Angry Orc." And I flipped out in excitement. And apparently what I didn't know is that he was trying to keep it a secret. Like, he wasn't trying, he was not trying to be too, and I just went, "Oh my God, it's Angry Orc!" And I jumped up and I yelled and I gave him a hug and I drew all this kind of attention. And he wound up telling this story to, like, WoW Insider in the, like, when they interviewed him, to say I, like, totally outed his bluest cover. And I'm like, I felt so bad. Like, I felt so terrible because I just got super excited to see him because I loved his tweets and I thought he was super cool and he liked me too. And, so it got me in, like, huge trouble for my enthusiasm for wanting to see somebody because he came up to me. Like, he came up to me to introduce himself. And so, I mean, if that's the worst thing that my enthusiasm has ever done, I will live with it. I still feel bad though. Like, he definitely didn't want people to know who he was, and I totally outed him. Like, he should have just said, "Don't say anything," and I would have been like, "Cool." So sometimes I do get a little overexcited about people who I see, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's you!" And so
I think it was. I don't remember if it was this year at BlizzCon that I when I saw Cuddles come in, I, like, ran around the room and snuck around, and I was going to give him a big hug, but he was like, "I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. This guy's getting my room. I will be right back for that hug." And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was so excited to give him a hug, and I was like, okay. I'll just go sit down again.
Yeah.
Just sit down there.
It was interesting. I still remember that though, and it doesn't change about me. I still get that way. It's just you know,
it's just great to meet people that that you never met before, to see people again. I mean, I know whenever I see Evilani and Mage of Death, I just, like, it's a race to see who will run faster, me or Eve, to give that first hug.
I know,
and it's just and it's just, we're just very passionate about seeing people, and that's why we don't like it when people come to events and they want to say hi, but they let their anxiety rob them of that, rob us of our chance to meet you. That's the thing.
No, and I don't like, and Marconin will say the same thing. We understand it. Like, we understand the anxiety and we want to help you with it.
Yeah.
So, the hardest thing for me to see is a tweet that someone tags me in to say, I wanted to say hi to you, but I was too afraid to. And because that is so, I was like, I could make this so easily, like so much more comfortable for you. I promise you I'll make it comfortable for you. I may be a little goofy and in doing so.
Little.
Yeah. Marconin is thinking of Con Before the Storm last year when I got a little too loopy on 5 Hour Energy, and boy, I was out.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
You want me to bring you some for Nerdtacular?
I've already got some. I still have
you still have the stuff from them.
I have them. Stick them in my bag, dude. Like, we're gonna need them. So anyway, we've been going on like this forever, and if you have some additional road trip suggestions, please don't hesitate to send them in. We'll pass them along to. I scrolled down away from it. It was John Marshall Tanter. So yes, we will definitely pass them along to you, and good luck with your trip.
Enjoy it, and we'd love to hear of the cool, fun things that you get to enjoy on your trip. Be sure to email us afterwards. Yeah, letting us know what you did.
Absolutely.
Or tell us, you come up to us and tell us what you did on the way there.
Yeah, tell us the cool stuff you saw on your trip. That'd be awesome. And that's Tell Us One Thing. You can send in your responses to our questions. You can submit a question like this as well. Questions at TaurenThinkTank.com. You can also go onto our Twitter at TaurenThinkTank or our Discord, tinyurl.com/TTTchat2. All right. /moo time. /moos. We have a lot of them this week.
Yes, we do. And the first one up is from Nemiria941. /moo to my fiance for successfully becoming a PhD candidate after many years of hard work.
That's awesome. Congratulations to him.
Yes,
Yay!
yes.
From PK Geek Dad /moo to my wife, who has made me an infinitely better husband, father, and general human being.
Very nice. From @sin_dreamer /moo to my brother, just for knowing he can come to me for anything.
Aw, Sin.
Yay.
From the Jen /moo to my co-host Ember for being my internet partner in crime on this amazing podcast adventure. I have learned so much about myself through this process and have made an amazing friend out of it too. I love you and I can't wait to see you at Nerdtacular.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay for internet partners in crime.
Yes.
Draven Dresden says /moo to Seluj and Ninocram, or Ninocram, I'm not sure, for always being a shoulder to lean on when others need it most.
From Broken Bones /moo to the new group of friends I met at the comic book store. They made me feel welcomed and we had a lot of fun. I learned some new games. It was a big step for me to get out of my introvert comfort zone and engage with people I do not know in a social situation.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's see. Also from Draven Dresden, /moo to my favorite band, The Birthday Massacre, for sending out digital versions of their new CD 8 days early.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Wait, she says, Marconin, read those names backwards. Oh, are you kidding me, Draven?
Oh my goodness.
That's us. Seluj is me.
Why did I not catch that?
Ninocram is you. I didn't know it either.
It's our names backwards. Holy cow.
Damn it, Draven.
Draven. All right, you win, buddy. You win.
Okay, now I feel really, really stupid.
How about that? Those names could be a show title there.
Ninocram.
Ninocram
and Seluj.
When you said read them backwards, I thought what the order was wrong. I mean, I thought we just MacGyver, he punked us.
We did get punked.
On the.
He's probably laughing his butt off at us reading that without even noticing it. That is hilarious. We deserve it.
He's probably not the only one laughing at us right now.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Well, there's your show title.
There you go. That's another one for the list.
Nifidor says /moo to the awesome ophthalmologist that did surgery on my husband's eyes. He's doing so much better mentally and physically.
Awesome. From Stone, okay. He did this one differently. /moo to Jules and Marconin. Too bad. It's my /moo, and I'll give it to who I want for all the support over the past 2 years. I'm so very grateful.
We're so grateful welcome.
For you too, buddy. Thank you.
You're still not supposed to
Ninocram. Boy.
We need badges with those names on it. Hi, my name is Seluj.
Make some Hearthstone cards for it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It'll be like just the picture of your character, but with like in negative. Just negative colors.
Eli_CTR says /moo to Bob, Stone's cat. Long live Bob.
Long live Bob. From Zandara /moo to everyone who's donated to the CTR party so far.
Yes. And finally from Memeth /moo to my coworker who showed me how to do a thing for a customer that was not in the training class. 1 hour well spent learning from them.
Awesome. I can definitely concur there because the training at my job is pretty much in the moment and hands-on. So I am always looking for like, oh, how'd you do that? What do I do if I hit this problem?
Yeah.
And so I'm always learning on the go. So I know how important that is. That's awesome. I have a /moo as well.
Dun, dun.
I have one. And this goes out to 2 of my awesome WoW friends, Nevermore and Ben Baumhofer, because the 2 of them, their powers combined, got me the Posh Tracer Funko Pop figure. And I'll tell you how. I was in the middle of watching a movie earlier today, and I got a text. At the movie
theater.
Yeah. And I got a text from Nevermore saying, hey, in case you didn't know, the Posh Tracer from ThinkGeek is going on sale at noon Eastern today. And I was like, because those things are like $100 on eBay. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it's like the only exclusive from Wave 2 that I don't have.
Uh-huh.
And so I like sneaked to the side, and I'm sitting there with my phone, making sure everything's going. And right at noon Eastern, it pops up, and I'm like, it's like BlizzCon ticket buying all over again. The thing sold out within like 5 minutes.
Wow.
But I was able to get one. So thank you to both Nevermore and Ben for that. Ben for telling her and her for telling me. Now the collection is complete, or I'll have one more for the wall behind me in a few weeks. So thank you.
The collector mindset has been fed.
Yes!
It's been fed.
I've been wanting it for so long, so that's my process. It's the only one I needed. You must have it.
You must have it.
We needs it, Jules. We needs it.
I still don't understand, but that's okay. It makes you happy, and that is what's important. I have no idea what Spike is doing right now, but he is going after something. So, one thing I forgot to mention at the top of the show before we close everything out is our Patreon. I made a change this weekend that I wanted to make sure we updated you guys on. One of the things that we used to offer on our Patreon is a Triple T necklace or keychain, and since then, Nevermore has been making them. She's really kind of stopped making the resin-based products that she used to make, and so she's kind of stopped making them. And I thought, well, and we had the Jen pledge at a new patron this last week at that level, at the $10 level a month. And I said, well, you know what? I will make you a bracelet or a keychain. It doesn't matter, your choice. I can do that because now I'm crafty and stuff.
Yeah, the chainmail, yeah.
Yes, so I will make you a chainmail bracelet or keychain. So that is now on our Patreon. It's patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank. And any new $10 or above patron would get their choice of one of my designs. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I just want to let you guys know that has changed. We're also working on some additional stuff to tweak that.
Mm-hmm.
Things are kind of hectic right now with the move and everything, but we will get to it. But that is up there right now. It is there available, so that will happen. Yeah, that's it. That's like all the news I have for this day. Marconin, that's a show.
It is a show.
It's a show.
It was a good show.
People quote that to me now. Like I have to say it every time because if I don't, I get told that you didn't say it. So I have to say it. So we've made a show. We've done a show. It was a very good show. I had a lot of fun with this episode. I always have fun, but this one in particular was quite fun and funny.
Yes, it was. It was finely crafted, much like the chainmail products that Jules makes.
Thank you.
Awesome crafty work.
I love my crafty work. It's pretty damn fun. So what's happening for you with this upcoming week? Anything?
Oh goodness, let me think. Not really a whole lot outside of the norm. Got to do some extra things for work this next week.
Mm-hmm.
Some extra trainings. I found a cool way to farm mounts more efficiently, so I'm gonna be I actually learned how to do it today, where I could save a lockout on one of my alts and then just share the lockout with all of my other tunes, so that I don't have to clear the entire raid.
Wow!
So that's a lot of fun. So it's a little bit of juggling, but I may stream that at some point eventually. I mean, it's not a secret. You can find it on YouTube. That's how I found it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just doing that and going through another week closer to Nerdtacular and get to hug your face.
I get to hug your face and the whole thing.
in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yay!
So Can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I know. It's so good.
I know. I need to get past the moving part.
Yeah.
I close on my condo 1 week from tomorrow. So I will be
awesome.
So when we do the show next week, it will be like the next morning. Which is super, super, super exciting. And so yeah. So crazy right now. So heads up on that. It's very, very likely that we will definitely have a show next week. We will maybe not have one the following week. It just depends on how everything goes. I'm going to hopefully make sure that I have internet and that my podcast setup is all rearranged and everything like that. But we may have to skip a week if it gets kind of hectic. We'll keep you posted. Yeah. Watch our Twitter, watch Discord. We'll keep you posted on all of that stuff. Yeah. Like,
No.
Support the CTR Party, please. Convert to raid.com/party. Please support us so we can get to our goal of $10,000. We're over halfway there. Please help us. Every dollar helps us. A
lot of cool stuff on there.
Yes. Every dollar helps us.
Yeah. And if you're in CTR and you raid and you have a raid team, you need that raid team shirt. Because I know I do, and I'm getting it. I'm getting the anniversary shirt, and this will be my first coloring book that I have purchased in probably like 25 years. So I'm getting that coloring book because it's got so much great art by all of our wonderful artists in our community, and I can't wait to. I'm excited just to flip through it, even if I don't put a crayon or a marker on it. I'm just like, it's so pretty.
It's amazing. Can't wait. We have artists like Fabelina, Zoe Zazu, Scott Johnson. Oh my gosh, Sephish is in there. They're so good, these people, and they all were so kind to give us line art for this, exclusive for this, for the coloring book. It's a physical coloring book. You will be able to color it, to cut the pages out and put them on your wall. So yeah, it was a great idea. That was not mine, and the people on my team are brilliant. And I was like, I don't know about this. And they were like, Jules, you got to listen to us. And I said, I will listen to you, but I don't know about this. And then people were like, coloring book. And I was, I'm so happy to admit I was wrong.
Yeah. It'd be almost like if we got a CTR fidget spinner this year. Cause apparently those are a thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
I spun my first one on Monday. My brother-in-law had one. It was huge, and it had cogs in it. It was very steampunk looking.
Yeah.
And it was heavy. And I was like 20 minutes later, I'm still messing with it. And I was like, I need to put this away before I buy one. Get it away from me.
Take it away.
This is too fun. This is weird. I don't know what it's doing to me.
And with that, since Marconin doesn't know what fidget spinners are doing to him, we will bring this show to a close. as we always
I don't
do.
know anymore. What's real?
I don't know who you are anymore. Just like this. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
Portions of the music and sound effects heard on this show can be found at incomputech.com and freesound.org. And you can find us outside of the show on our website, taurenThinkTank.com, when it has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us, too. And if you're wanting some cool Triple T merchandise, it's back. If you want to get some cool t-shirts, you get some sweatshirts or mugs or phone cases, laptop cases even, and a whole lot more cool stuff. All you got to do is go to taurenThinkTank.com/store.
Thank you to all who support our show via Patreon. If you'd like to help out Triple T and support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank. If you want to meet other members of the Triple T community, share photos, ask for some support, tell us one thing's questions to get your slash moves in, go to our Discord server. You can get there at tinyurl.com/TTTchat2.
You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can also find us on Twitter for the show at TaurenThinkTank. You can also find Jules at JulesRPG and myself, Marconin, at MarconinWow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight and hanging out every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. You can find us on the video stream through Twitch. Video stream, twitch.tv/TaurenThinkTank. I told you my brain is farting. And our mobile audio stream through Alpha Geek Radio at tunein.alphageekradio.com. We love seeing you here with us, however you can listen.
Yes,
to
we
the show.
do.
Marconin.
Jules.
I'm so sorry.
or should I say Seluj?
Seluj. Oh, Draven. I'll never live that down. It's so awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. It's been a show. For myself, and Marconin, for the entire chat room. Until next time. /moo, everybody.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
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 Hey, Ninocram.
Hey, Seluj. Oh, crap. That was funny. Oh, man. Oh, gosh, there's a wall of them.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, Draven. Roll this joint. Yeah. That was in pre-show. You can't use it.
I know. Just missed it by that much.
You're so close. Weird mantle. Splat all over the podcast. Should I tell people to sleep naked? When are we going to the zoo? Naked at BlizzCon. Solution. Ninocram. Posh Tracer is my precious. Jules flatulent brain. I gotta put my vote in for Solution Ninocram.
Yeah, it's either that one or either that or Naked at BlizzCon.
Naked at BlizzCon is. Did we name a show that before? I feel like that is a show title we've had before.
I need to get I need to make a list of all the titles.
If I could pull iTunes up, I could tell you pretty quick, but iTunes is going to be super slow. Let's see. I know there's been I gotta look because I feel like, what are you seeing, Kat? Like, what are you seeing? He's got these huge eyes and he's just kind of like doing this.
Episode 208 was No Sleep Till next BlizzCon.
Okay.
I'm just looking through the XML feed.
Yeah.
I searched for BlizzCon and I'm just going through it.
I feel like I know this.
122 was live from BlizzCon 2014. 121 was bringing sexy back to BlizzCon.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, that's what it was.
77 was BlizzCon Live.
Yep, that's probably what it
was.
That
was way back in the day.
I want to say I remember sexy back or something like that. It was something. Yeah. It was something risque that we had said.
I don't know how much more risque you could get, but than that. But
that's too long, Nagus. I can't make a show title that long. It's too long. Has to be like one or the other.
I think for the effect, we should go with Seluj and Ninocram. You know, I actually made like a random level 1 tune once named that. Now that I read that and said it, I remembered it from like vanilla days that I just made. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that character in 10 years, so it was just like a little level 1 and I deleted it. So
Whammo!
Oh, Whammo, welcome.
Whammo! Hi.
Howdy.
I think that is I'm just laughing at how we just completely blew past it and didn't even realize that it was us, because everybody, like, people name themselves weird stuff, and so I mean, somebody could actually name themselves Seluj and someone could name themselves Ninocram and it would make sense.
Yeah, we've read weirder names on this show.
Yes.
Hey, Carolina.
Carolina! Whammo and Carolina in the house. Woo. Oh, my Lord. I swear that was, Draven, that was probably the most epic punk in a good way that we've ever had on this show. It's awesome. It was so good.
Even then I know you play Lot of Alliance. I tell you this day, Draven, you earned your right to be a troll. Because you trolled us. And it went right over my head.
It went over my head too. Like, that was that is awesome. I think a new meme has been born.
Yeah.
So funny. So funny. And I just, like, you have it on video the moment when we realize what happened. Like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. This is some crazy stuff. Oh, man.
So I need to do this. I need to show off. I have to show it. Hang on a second. I show off what I did today. Hold on. If I can reach it.
I did it.
Hang on.
I did a thing. I made this thing today.
Because I'm like, hold on. So I made this today. And it's so pretty. I'll show Marconin.
Can I see it over here?
Yes, you can see it on here.
Oh, I did see a picture of that.
Saw this?
I really like those colors. Yeah.
And then I made some earrings to go with it.
Nice.
I'm so excited. That's your camera. You can see them.
Oh, yeah. I really like those.
So I made these pretty things, and they're awesome, and I love them, and I'm so excited. So beaded capture is amazing, and Carolina, do not buy 8mm beads, okay? Because nothing fits them. Nothing fits them. Oh my gosh. I have a beautiful 2 bags of 8mm beads, and I can't do shit with them because they don't fit on anything. Ugh. So take my advice. She bought 9 million.
Oh no. Oh no.
I might need to try 16 gauge rings. That was the other thing I was thinking of, and I kind of wrote it down. Like, maybe these need to be 16 gauge instead of 18. But, by the way, next week, Carolina and I we will both be streaming together on the Convert to Raid Twitch for benefiting the CTR party. We'll be doing crafting stuff together. So on Wednesday night, probably like, I don't remember, like 8 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Pacific, we'll be doing that. I've also been streaming every weekend on my own personal Twitch. So if you guys are interested in watching me do stuff, I play fun 80s music. You can come hang out. You can go do your WoW errands. You can do other stuff, watch TV, whatever it is. We have a really fun chat room that hangs out with me. Sometimes I turn song requests on and you can pick your own music. So yeah. And then I just do chainmail stuff and we talk. So yay! That's twitch.tv/JulesRPG. You need to check out Carolina as well. Carolina Pop on Twitch. And she does chainmail streaming as well. We're going to do it together, like I said. And by the way, I just have to say Whammo is the best. He is the bomb. I love him. I saw your DM and I will respond to you.
He is awesome.
And yay. And so Carolina, you are now a Nilorak.
A
Nilorak. You sound like something from from StarCraft.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
really
Protoss. Doesn't it? Am I doing that right?
Does.
That's Protoss.
It does. Yeah.
Your name is now a Nilorak.
Yeah.
It's
got
backwards.
Zeratul and a Nilorak.
I am Seluj and you are a Nilorak. We will be doing Seluj and Ninocram for the title, Grand Nagus, because I can't pass that up. That is the funniest thing that has happened in a long time to the show. So, a Nilorak.
Here. All right, let's see if I can get this on Twitter.
What?
Nothing.
Can you just change your Twitter name?
No.
Ninocram, I'll be Seluj Scott.
If I can tag this.
Can tag this. Yeah, it does sound like a Star Trek TNG episode.
Like Darmok and Gelada Tanagra. Seluj and Ninocram. At Nerdtacular.
MacGyver, you must be home today. You're not working today?
Who?
MacGyver.
Ah.
Kitty, why are your eyes so big? I don't understand. Is there like a big monster on the wall or something? He's just
there we go.
Staring at weird shit. Aw, poor Gizmo. Tell him we hope he feels better. Sick children are no fun.
Aww.
No fun at all. All right, lovelies. I think it's time for us to head out. We had a very fun time with you tonight, and we will be back next week with another topic.
Yes, we will. And we hope you guys and gals have a wonderful week. And we've enjoyed being here with you. And thank you again for joining us live. We love to see you guys every week. So we will take care and see you then.
See you
have
guys
a wonderful week.
Next week. Slash moo, everybody.
Slash moo, guys. Take care.